Hello again. So before we get into the meditation, one quick thing. Make sure you're in a space where it's perfectly quiet. Obviously, if you're at home and you live close to a main road and there's noises going back and forth, it can't be perfectly quiet. But as perfectly quiet as you can get it, it's going to be better for you. Now, if it's not perfectly quiet, you can use the noises that are around you to take you deeper into your meditation. You just have to tell them. You just got to tell yourself that as this noise is going on, it's taking me deeper into meditation, and just let yourself fall deeper into it. It takes practice, but you'll get there. So make sure you're somewhere where there's no distractions. Okay? So you can have time on your own just to really be present in this space. That includes your pets, children. No distractions at all. It's really important. Okay? Just talk to your family and say, okay, I'm going to need half an hour here because I need to do this thing. It's going to make me feel more zen so that I can support you in a better way. You know, talk to them, tell them whatever they need to hear to know that you're okay, they're okay, and you all are okay. Okay? And my daughter I always said, darling, I'm going upstairs to meditate. And she'd go, Mommy, make sure you come back, because she knows that in that space it's just so nice and sweet and lovely, and I don't ever want to get out. But obviously life goes on and you have to come out. So she understands. Try to get your family to understand a little, even if they think it's weird and strange, just because as you start doing this and making it a practice, you're going to be so different, and different in a lovely way. You know, you're going to have a lovely vibe about you. You're almost like going to be so intuitive, in alignment with so much that's happening around you. So whatever the angst that you used to have, it's almost like it's balanced. It's balanced and it's gone. Okay, so they're going to see the difference, and they're going to want you to meditate. When I get irritated, my daughter will tell me, darling, Mommy, are you sure you might need to go and meditate? So that's a good thing, you know. I like when she says that, because at least she knows that, yeah, I'm off course. I'm not in alignment either. So, yep. So just make sure that you've taken care of that. It's really important that your family's on board and they understand. If you're on your own, then you have no one to answer to or ask for permission or to explain to. So go for it. Find your quiet space. Okay? Find a place where you can sit comfortably for a long time. Now, like I said, when you start meditation, it's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable. You're going to be wiggling and jiggling, and you're going to thinking, okay, it's not so nice on the floor. I'm going to sit on the chair. It's not so nice on the chair. I might want to lie down. Try different things, but when you're sat down, stick there for the entire meditation. The following one, you can try somewhere else and find what works for you. It's okay to try it all out. Okay? I sometimes sit on a cushion. It's about that thick, and I sit on it with my feet on the ground, sort of in the lotus position, just to give my spine that much bit more support. If I'm doing a shorter meditation, if I'm doing a big long one, I'm lying down, because I find that when I get to 40 minutes of the meditation, my hip starts hurting. And yes, that may be a subconscious thing, but it also feels physical to me. And I can't take my mind off it until I move my hips. So I try to lie down when I'm meditating, the long meditation, because I don't want that disruption, because I want to flow through the whole of the meditation, doing all the sections of it. So find somewhere really lovely and comfortable. Also, before you go into meditation, set your intentions. What are you meditating for? Are you meditating just to be in a space of quiet and peace, just to quiet your mind down and just bathe your mind in that quietness, in that sense of ease and surrender and love? Or are you going into the meditation for something else? Obviously, because you're just starting out, I'd recommend just going into space and training your body to get into that space of ease. But in the future, you need to be setting your intentions of what you want to get into a meditation for. Now, more times out of 10, I will choose a guided meditation so that I don't have to make up the things that I need to be in the meditation. So I'll choose a guided meditation for a specific thing. Say, for example, I've got a meditation for just bringing me into a space of nothing, nowhere, and I just bathe into that beautiful, creative, loving space, and I just let my whole being just bathe in it for as long as I want to. Or I'll go into a meditation because I want to line up my chakras, line up my energy centers. And I'm going to talk about energy centers because a lot of people think it's all woo-woo, but it is science. It is absolutely science. I'm going to talk about that as well so that you can understand. It's going to be in your notes so you can have a look at it, but I think I'll do a video on it so you can to explain it to you a little bit for those people who are more visual and like somebody talking to them. So yeah, you can get in there to line up energy center and to energize them, because when we stress, you know, your subconscious mind is basically depleted. Your subconscious is depleted. So for example, when we stress, when we drain our energy banks, we're draining energy from the different energy centers, and these energy centers are feeding our body to keep us alive and keep us thriving and keep us healthy and happy and bubbly and full of life. And if we're worried and stressed, that drains the energy. And this meditation basically gets in there and refuels, gas you up, puts you back into the place of big beaming illumination, illuminating light. And I remember the first time I did that meditation, I woke up from the meditation laughing uncontrollably because there was so much joy inside of me. It's just the energy that I've put there just kind of just lit up my whole solar plexus and my heart, and I just couldn't stop laughing. Thankfully, I was at home by myself, but I've been to a big group meditation, and I've heard people laughing uncontrollably out, and I know that's what they're experiencing as well. So it's a beautiful thing to experience because it really fills you up and puts you back, you know, to where you're meant to be, a big, bright, shining light, which we all are supposed to be. Okay, and another thing you can use meditation for, another two things, so I mentioned that in the introduction, is you can use it to work on your limiting beliefs, the things that you don't want, that you want to get rid of, and you see what those are. You go in and become aware of what those feelings are. You know, when this person says something to you, how do you respond? How do you react? And let that feeling come up. It's okay. Don't be afraid of it. And then you let it go. You leave it. You give it up to the universe. Give it up to the source. Give it up to love, and it gets neutralized. And then in that place, what do you want to feel? How do you want to be? Who do you want to be? And you put that back in its place. And each time you do the meditation, you know, when we get to this level, you'll find that you'll start to become different because you're putting different things in your subconscious program. You're rewriting the program so that you can behave differently. And the final thing is creating the life that you want. So you can do them all together. I've got one meditation that does it all together from start to finish, all of those things that I just mentioned. And the last bit is to create. Okay? So put yourself into the person you want to become and become them in that space. What are they doing? What are they saying? How are they feeling? How are they acting? You know, and becoming that person, and just letting that your subconscious mind just get used to that, and rewrite that program of who you were to who you want to be. So again, it's best to be guided through this so that it makes it more powerful for you. And then of course, you always end your meditations with gratitude. And I remember when I first started meditating, I did not know how to feel gratitude because I was in my space of depression and anxiety all the time. I'm thinking, what is there to be grateful for? Okay, I'm grateful for my mom and my family and my daughter and, you know, the house and the roof over my head, but I didn't really feel it at my core, you know? So as you start meditating and start getting into that space of love, you'll start getting rewired, and you'll find that gratitude almost just comes naturally to you. and you want it to come naturally, because when you can feel gratitude for everything that you've just created, even though it hasn't really happened in real life yet, you are basically setting up the frequencies and the energy around you to attract the same frequencies back to you. Okay, so the opportunities will come to get you to where you want to be. So gratitude is basically when you can feel gratitude, you know that's already done. You've created the thing that you want completely, and it's done. And once it's done inside of you, it will be done outside of you. And you just got to have faith in that, in the process. So that's what meditation can be for. Those are all the processes. But whatever your intention for the meditation, it's good to start from the beginning, learning how to drop down into that space. Because if you're not doing that, everything else that you're doing, you could be visualizing, but you could be pushing it consciously, which doesn't rewire the subconscious mind. So it's important to start and build yourself up until you can encompass the whole thing, which I will be teaching you to do anyway. Okay, so let's listen to the first set of meditation. Find a quiet place, find a comfortable place, shut down. Sometimes I wear eye patch just to help me get into that space easy, especially if it's daytime where there's lights coming in windows and doors and stuff like that. So sometimes you can wear one of those, and some people don't like wearing those. It's up to you. Sometimes I wear one. And headphones is best. Earphones are okay, but headphones, if you can really cancel all the noise out and stay within the meditation, it's going to get you there even quicker. And before we move on to that, let's do a little thing. So this is what it feels like when you meditate. And it's important to get used to this space. So first, you're going to be open. Your mouth is going to be open because you're going to be breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. So if you're a nose breather, try practicing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then I want you to use your thumb to cover your ears. Then use these or these to cover your eyes, or both. Yeah, cover your eyes. And then cover your nose just for a little bit. Okay? And just that space. I cover your nose just in case there was any smell. So sometimes sometimes I'm meditating and my partner is doing his morning coffee, and I can smell it. But I'm used to it now, so it doesn't really bother me. But obviously you can't cover your nose the whole time. It's just for, just to shut out all the senses. I just want you to get a feel of that. So if you want to do it without covering the nose, try it now. The ears, and then covering the eyes. And you see, you're like in that space. All you can see is blackness, nothing else. I can see my ring light kind of. But you won't have a ring light in front of you. So like when you got a bright light and then suddenly you have this glare when you close your eyes behind the eyelids. But use that to try and get used to what it's going to be like when you're starting to meditate. Okay? It's important that you get used to this space. It's a loving, kind, beautiful space. It's just space behind your eyelids. And then you're just going to imagine that space behind your eyelids is its space. You're looking out into space. Okay? You're looking out into space. And the more you do it, the more you get comfortable with it. So one day you can just close your eyes and just drop down into space. You're meditating, done. Whereas some people, you have to work at it to get there work at it for a while. But practice that. And then in this meditation, we're going to be practicing some breathing, practicing being in that space, practicing letting go of different parts of the body, and just becoming aware. So we're just going inside, okay? Just going inside yourself. Let's go discover you. Very exciting. Let's go.